So the third startup that we have is UpCurve Business Services. May I invite Ravi Kumar and Varun Jain to please come on the stage.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Respected Vice Chancellor Sir, other dignitaries, and my fellow startup founders. A very, I would say, a big congratulations to all of you as well. So we won this award in one of the categories which is the most disrupted during the COVID time, that is travel. And still we managed to get this because all thanks to our customers who are none other than Indian Armed Forces, including paramilitary forces. Uh, we started with the travel, but we touch upon their lives when it comes to their financial part as well, their e-commerce part as well, and also we take care of their housing now. So we are ingrained in each part of their life because we are working on the mission of making life simpler for our soldiers. So story started, even the biggest company on this planet started by selling books. So we picked the first problem, travel, because throughout my career with my dad, throughout my childhood with my dad, we traveled in mostly general compartment because most of the time leave gets sanctioned at the last moment, and getting a confirmed ticket for a defense personnel is very challenging. We all know even a month prior getting a ticket in railways how challenging it is for us. And those time in general compartment seats were made out of wooden, if you remember, and it was not the one with the sponge that comes nowadays. After graduating, in fact, I'm more thankful because I'm an alumni of SPPU. I graduated from Army Institute of Technology in year 2009 when it was Pune University. So, uh, 2009 after graduating, I worked with companies like Tata and Dassault System. And first time I got a chance to travel by air in 2012 from Mumbai to Bhopal, and I saw that almost every second seat was vacant. What I realized that on one mode of transport, almost half of the seats are going vacant, and on other mode of transport, when I researched more, found that 3 lakh people are getting rejected every day by Indian Railways. Upon doing more research, what I found that almost 48,000 seats are going vacant every day. Even today, 40,000 seats are going vacant every day in all the airlines together. So knowing this and knowing that army people mostly travel on the general compartment, we start approaching airlines and asking them to offer discounted fare on those distress inventory on those vacant seats. If they can reduce their fare to AC3, AC2, even an army person can travel, and that much we can do as a nation. At least they have all rights to travel from their posting location to hometown conveniently, but not next to toilet, which might have been seen on the internet and all. So we looked at this problem from 2012 till December 2014. It took almost 3 years to convince the first airline. So commercially, we started business in 2014 with Jet Airways, and that was the year. In fact, not only convincing airlines was a challenge, even convincing customer was a challenge because 98% of the armed forces people are non-officers, and they always felt that airline travel is made for officers. It took a lot of pain. They almost shy away from traveling by air for multiple reasons, and it took so much of presentation and so much of groundwork to convince them you are more than a fresher TCS engineer. You have all rights to travel by air, and they started traveling. The first financial year, we almost flew 1,600 soldiers, and today almost 16 lakh soldiers fly through us, and 95% of them are the first-time flyer. So it is not only uh, we made the life convenient of soldier, but also we provided a new target segment to aviation industry. In fact, during this COVID time, even aviation realized this problem that if armed forces market would not have been there, they might not have been survived also. So the entire market traveled, even though they always traditionally believe that leisure traveler and corporate traveler are their biggest clientele. But now they have started realizing now, in fact, you might have seen that defense fare is offered by all the airlines. It was Urchalo in 2014 that first convinced Jet Airways, and now all the airlines are offering defense fare. All the OTAs have defense fare. So we started by solving the travel problem, but now we are into their lives at all the places. We help them file tax because if a soldier is posted in field area, tax window is only for 4 months, he doesn't get leave, then he may default. So we started doing this, and then now we are touching upon not on the soldier's life, also on the veteran life. We have a call center where 18 paraplegic soldiers take call for us. We have 60 army wives who are taking call from their home wherever they are posted, which was one of the major challenge for soldiers, because with their posting, it was very difficult for their wives to get a job at that particular location. And most of these locations are in Kashmir, Misa Mari, all those extreme northeast and the valley area. Also, we have established 70 plus outreach center in all these areas like Uri, Baramulla, Kupwara, Leh, Ladakh. Why? Because what happens that most of these places don't have internet connection, especially whenever something happens, stone pelting or something happens in valley area, the internet connection is the first thing that being shut off. So these outreach center ensure that they are not facing any challenges. These outreach centers are being enabled to take bookings 24/7, 365 days. Even during the heavy snowfall, we have multiple videos also that we keep on posting, that how our people who are veterans only, they go to these places and help our soldiers in making their travel and the other things easier, convenient. Lastly, I would just like to touch upon one thing where maybe, in fact, this is a help which through this platform I want to seek from SPPU, and said you are here only. So we do provide scholarship also to kids, because education and sports are the two things which are closer to Urchalo. As a CSR activity, we do a lot of things on that part. Recently, we started giving scholarship to Sainik School Satara. Sainik School Satara start its education from class 6, and it only attracts the best of the meritorious students from Maharashtra and neighboring states. Even many of the generals also and the chief of the Air Force and Army comes from Sainik School Satara. So we started giving scholarship because we realized that I was always under assumption that Sainik school is free because kids get through a merit examination and all. But I got to know the fees is almost 1.2 lakhs. So we started scholarship, and what we found that most of the parents, they have this income of only 10,000 a year, 12,000 a year, and you will not realize that almost 120 intake happens, but by the time 12th, almost half of the kids leave school. So we started this to support the economically weaker section, and maybe if we can see, sir, because after 12th it's the university that can take over the candidate, if we can give some kind of association. I'm not sure right now, but if we can do something together, this is something I would really like to take it. So that's what Urchalo is all about. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for this recognition on behalf of entire company.